Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Reds Talk. Premier League football is back in around 2 hours' time with Man City kicking the campaign off against Burnley, which means that the FPL is back as well.
Yeah.
And it means, obviously, the FPL review is back. And it's time to get some last-minute tweaks in and discuss the upcoming games. The deadline is in 25 minutes, so if you haven't created your team yet and joined our league, then please do. I believe the graphic is up on the screen, Trails. Is that correct? Yeah, good stuff. So make sure you get that sorted for a chance to win a retro jersey if you do, if you top by the end of the season, effectively. Big up to everyone in the chat. Get your questions in, get your comments in. We're basically going to discuss this weekend's fixtures, prize for the best name, go through our teams, talk about them, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the FPL at first, the league. Now, I think we've got like 300 and odd team names, so I'm not going to go through every single team name. Otherwise, we're going to be here fucking all day. So let me just have a look. I'm going to put up some team names, and then you let me know what you think, Shreyas. Some creative ones that are in there, okay? Ironically, I'm going to have to take these off so I can see, because I couldn't see I couldn't see my screen with him. But whilst I'm looking for him, first and foremost, how are you doing? Are you looking forward to the weekend? Any plans, etc.?
Yeah, doing very well. And once again, to everyone who's watching right now, thank you so much for helping us in reaching 3,000 subscribers before the season started.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the target, and we've been able to achieve that. So thank you so much for helping us achieve that. We'll make sure to, give back to you in the form of quality content. And yeah, the show keeps going. Tomorrow is my farewell, so farewell. It's a packed weekend for me. And I just made a tweak into my team. I made Wout Weghorst my captain. He scores a hat-trick against City tonight.
Oh, that's a lot of bold statements kind of merged into one thing, but I'll try pick the bones of that if I will. I actually like that. It's like you're leaving then or something. What was that about? Was that a joke or was that like, I'm confused?
It was
Did you say leaving? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, when you mention Weghorst and leaving and the same thing, it's kind of gets muddled up a little bit. Yeah, thank you. Big thank you to everyone. We've just hit 3,000. We're on like 3,015 subscribers, I think, now at the minute. Yeah. I've actually done something. I'm not going to say what it is, but just keep an eye out tonight about 8-9 o'clock-ish on socials and just keep an eye on it, yeah? So I'm not going to say what it is, but you'll see. You'll see. So, team names. Klops and Robbers. Not bad. Don't mind that.
Yeah.
Someone's got J-Ling's Dance Floor. Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'll do? I'll read out the names as well, the actual people who have put it. I'm just trying to find some creative ones. There are creative ones in there, but there's that many. Hillbilly Wasps FC, Ronan Mulryan.
Mm-hmm.
Go Harry Maguire, Oleg Banilski.
Okay.
Bayern never losing's. You've seen that quite a bit, and to be fair, I don't mind it. Ball like Ndombele. Where is Ndombele?
He came back to Tottenham.
He plays at Dortmund?
No, he came back to Tottenham.
Oh, Tottenham. Is he back at Tottenham again?
Yeah, I thought because he was on loan to Napoli last season.
No, wait, I thought they fucking sold him. Right, where are all these creative ones? Because I know I've seen loads decent. They must all be near the bottom or something. Come on.
He's back at Spurs.
Someone's got Højlund over 15 goals. Would you agree with that team name?
You think? No. Let's go with over 30.
30? Did you say?
Yeah.
Is that in the league alone or all comps?
Safe to say all comps.
It's all comps, okay. Yeah, I would say that. Well, that's bold anyway, but you know.
Yeah.
Clay Ponds Warriors. That's from Rob Silgovakic.
Okay.
Sex, Drugs, and El Yair. Okay. Come on. I know there's loads of decent ones because I've seen them with my eyes. I mean, no room for racism. It's not like a creative thing, but we'll take it. Absolutely stand by that message. Pending moderation. That's not bad. Someone's got Manchester. Alexandra Shevtov. Manchester. Oh, I'm not a fan of that. Oh, The Big Lewandowski. The film, The Big Lewandowski. Oh, Nana in Pajamas. That's quite good. That's a good one. Who's that? Steven Sorrell. Yes, that's the winner so far. Havana Onana. That's not bad as well. Peter Everson. Eze Mane. As in easy money.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, these are getting better now. I feel like they've just put all the shit ones at the top, no offense to everyone, and then got better and better as we've got on. Roy Keane ain't mean. Cox in the box. Sam's personal favourite, Hollandaise sauce.
Yeah.
Hollandaise sauce.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. Control Alt Delete. That's one of my mates who's put that there. Obviously, someone's gone with Onana, what's my name?
Yeah.
This one's really good. Kane in the ass. In the ass. Like pain in the ass. Kane in the ass. Very, very good. So some creative names there. I'll read out one more. Game of Throw-ins. That kind of works. Throw-ins. Yep. Gangsters Allardyce. Lewis Jackson. Capybara Kings, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Sam's got the Marshall Matter LP. Isn't that Marshall Matters LP? Brian Casey with Obi-Wan Basaka.
Yeah.
It's a very good one as well.
Yeah.
What did you change? You changed yours to, what was it, Shreyas? Was it
Torpid Rapidos.
Torpid Rapidos. That was it, yeah. So, there's obviously a lot more names, but I don't want to go through them all. Some creative ones there, so we'll look to give a little prize out for the best one once that deadline has been done. Do you want to go through your team, Shreyas, and talk me through it, and what was your kind of thinking behind it? Who you're looking forward to watch this weekend, and then we'll dive into the fixtures. On top of that.
One of my picks was Nkunku, so I had to shift him out, considering he won't be at least for the next 2.5 months or at least 3 months. The rest of my team is loading, and yes, I've gone with Vicario in net. I think of all the teams, Tottenham, I think this season they'll score a lot, but on the same side they'll concede a lot as well, the way they play and the kind of signings they made. I've heard they signed Mickey Van de Ven as well from Wolfsburg, but I think there still will be areas where they still have to upgrade, and I still think they'll concede a lot of goals. So going by that and going by how Vicario played at Empoli, I think he'll be making a lot of saves. So in that perspective, I've gone with Vicario in net. I've gone with Luke Shaw and Lisandro Martinez and Botman in my defensive line, because once again I think Botman could be arguably one of the best players in the league this season, the way he went last season, if he's able to replicate that. Luke Shaw has ended the season as one of the best players in the league. I think Lisandro Martinez will go up a level this season as well. So they are my 3 players in the defensive line. Then I've gone with Bruno Fernandes. I think this season Bruno will put up much better numbers if we are able to convert the type of chances that he creates. Even if we are able to convert half of them, I think his assist numbers go up by quite a number. Then I've gone with Mitoma, a very cheap player, but on the other hand very skillful, very good in take-ons, and very good when it comes to dribbling and getting past players, and could be a big factor in João Pedro actually getting more assists this season, because I think they made a record.
Cheap as well in it.
Yeah.
Quite cheap to bring in. So, Mitoma's a shout, definitely.
Yeah. And then I've gone with Bruno Guimaraes, because I think Bruno Guimaraes is by far one of the most talented players I've seen in a Newcastle shirt for quite some time. And the way he's able to play, like, if I could, I would have taken him at United, because I think he would be...
Really?
Yeah. For 30 million, for the price that Newcastle signed him for, if given the option that I could sign Bruno Guimaraes for 30 million, I would have gone bang in for Bruno Guimaraes. I think he's a very, very talented player, and Newcastle have, if things work out, they might have one of the most gifted midfield duos in having Sandro Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes side by side, because if Tonali is able to fit in well, that's a very, very, very hard midfield line to actually break down. Then I've also gone with Saka, because I think last season Bukayo Saka was arguably one of the best players in the league on the right hand flank. And I think this season, with the kind of signings Arsenal have made, I think his output increases as well. So I've gone with Saka on the right. Then up top, I've gone with Haaland, because obviously, I think he once again gets 30, 35
Cyborg.
goals. Exactly. So Haaland, I've gone with Nico Jackson, because I think that he can be a surprise package this season. He's come in for Villarreal. He's still a mystery player for quite a lot of teams. And I think that actually makes him a little dangerous, because he's got a lot to offer, and teams still don't know what to actually expect of this team when it comes to Chelsea.
How much is that, Nicola Jackson?
Nicholas Jackson is 7 million.
7, not too bad, too bad. Yeah, we had quite. I think the Athletic did a report on him, and he had like that one of the highest. I don't know if it was conversion rates or
Yeah, he
something
did.
along the lines of
Yeah,
that in
yeah,
Europe.
yeah. Duels completed, balls won in the attacking third. He was the top in the
Yeah,
La Liga last season. And
yeah,
I think one of the biggest factors as to why I put him in is because right now Chelsea's front three could be anything. Like if you go
yeah,
by, the kind of players they have right now, that front three could look like anything. Like you can have Nico Jackson, then you can have Sterling and Mudryk on the flanks. Then there is another option where you can put Ian Martson into the mix, who's looked really, really fantastic for them in preseason. They've got a ton of players who can actually come in and do a job for them in that position. And I think they just signed a very gifted youngster as well. I can't pronounce his name, but he could be put into the mix as well because Pochettino really, really loves to bring through young players. So
yeah,
you never know as to how this front three will shape, and that's why I think Nico Jackson will be the person who will be leading that front line, because
yeah.
he's the one who's going to be playing centrally. Then I had to shift out Nkunku sadly, and I've gone with Cody Gakpo in my lineup because
Nice.
I think
I like that.
when I look into that front line, of course you can go in with Mo Salah. There's no doubt about it. Last season when
Yeah,
he didn't have a good season, he was still able to get like 25 goals in season. So, it just shows what kind of player he is. But I think that this season, after what I saw last season of Gakpo during the World Cup at Liverpool and even during his time at PSV, I think this season could be very, very big for him. And right now, with the kind of players that Liverpool have got to offer on the front line, they've got Salah, Jota, they've got Darwin Nunes, Luis Diaz,
just
then
on
they've
that
got Gakpo.
tryout.
Yeah.
Do you think they've got the best attacking options in the league? Maybe in Europe.
I wouldn't say in Europe, but in the league, I think at least in the top three half, they're definitely
Well,
there.
who's got better attacking options in Europe? If not,
I think with the way things have been looking, I think now that Harry Kane has moved to Bayern, Bayern look a formidable force. But just by adding, Harry Kane into that team, imagine,
mm.
Serge Gnabry and Leroy Sané putting in crosses in for him. Because last season, that's the main area where they lacked. Because Mane couldn't do that job of, being able to retrieve those crosses. He's the guy who plays off the flanks. So Bayern look an incredibly solid front line. I would even say Barcelona, the way they look during preseason with Lewandowski. Ferran Torres looks a completely re-energized player. Same could be said for Ansu Fati. Then they've got Rafinha in that mix-up as well. So they look a really interesting front three as well. And then of course, you have to go with Manchester City. Because even if you put out their wingers and you just put in Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland in their attack, like just them two, just them to have the capability of just putting across 30 or 35 goals across all comps. So Man City are definitely there.
In terms of options, though, I mean, you talk about the depth they've got in attacking areas, unbelievable. Like Jota, Diaz, Nunes, Gakpo, Mo Salah.
Out of them five, there's only one player you can say will be playing for them week in and week out, and that's Mo Salah on the right hand side.
Yeah.
When it comes to the striking position or centre forward position or the left hand side, it is anyone's game. You can put Luis Diaz in there, you can put Gakpo in there, you can still put Nunes in there, and you can put Diogo Jota in there as well. So once again, Liverpool, I think they've invested really well when it comes to their forward players. I still wouldn't say the same about their midfield. I think their midfield is something that can actually fall apart once again because there's just
Caicedo.
Caicedo is not going, and I think that's the best thing I've heard in quite some time. That the player has rejected a club who's put in a record fee for him. So a good time to be a United fan, and I think as good as McAllister is, and as good as Dominic Szoboszlai is, I think he's a very talented player. You need someone to hold the fort down in that midfield. Like Szoboszlai doesn't have anything to offer when it comes to his defensive capabilities.
Well, they haven't got a six, have they? They've not got a number six.
And even if I say about McAllister, you can only get the best out of McAllister when he has a six alongside him. If you've seen him during the time at the World Cup, he had someone like Enzo Fernandez playing alongside him. He had the likes of Moises Caicedo, the likes of Bissouma, these sort of players being played alongside him for him to show his best game. And the same is for Szoboszlai. When I saw him during his time at Leipzig, Danny Olmo's work rate was off the roofs because he had to cover a lot of distance for Szoboszlai to be able to playing forward. Same is can be said for Konrad Lehmer, who has moved to Bayern Munich. But the kind of defensive pressure that these guys created was the reason why you could see Szoboszlai being involved so much in the game. Whenever RB Leipzig were pressured and Szoboszlai had to drop deep, that's where all the major issues occurred because he cannot handle things when it comes defensively. And if he cannot do the job in the Bundesliga when it comes to, tracking back, catching up the runners, being played in a defensive mode, I don't think that he can do that job in the Premier League either, which has 10 times the kind of intensity that the Bundesliga has to offer. So I think
it's
that, yeah.
No, I was just going to say it's a very good point you make. We've gone off on a slight bit of a tangent. Do you want to finish the rest of your I don't even know if you finished the rest of your team there. I just heard Liverpool play and I was like,
just Haaland, Nico Jackson and Gakpo top. That's my three. And on the bench, I've gone with Pau Torres, Trippier, Declan Rice and Raya.
That's a very strong bench. Very, very strong bench. I'm going to read out some comments because I appreciate there is some in there. So sorry, lads. Evening, lads. Brian says is in 8 leagues. Jesus Christ. Vincent Bullet, I don't know how you're going to keep up with that, but fair play to you. Vincent Bullet says, I've just sold Harry Kane from my fantasy league team. I recommend anyone who's going to get rid of him now before the 8 o'clock kickoff. There's a little reminder from Vince. Brian saying, fantastic, lads. Well done, everyone at the channel. Top content is the reason people subscribe, so keep doing what you're doing. Thank you again. Anyone feel free to clip this up, but I'm calling it now. Højlund will get 20 league goals this season. Jesus. Vincent's saying, I put that code in, let me join, laughing out loud, J5AMSC. I don't know why it's not letting you join. It's still 10 minutes till the deadline, technically. So, I don't know. Can I get a Discord set up? I'll speak to Sam about that. We will start getting one of them up and running, to be like a few people have asked. 85.9% of people playing have picked Haaland. Must be the most picked player in the history of FPL. It's just guaranteed, isn't it? Like, he's guaranteed
points. It is guaranteed points every single week.
Who are you captaining this weekend, Treyas?
Haaland.
Oh, yeah, well, of course, yeah. There you go. Played perfectly into it, innit, to be fair. Jarlene Malman says, did Kane move? From what I understand, there is no deal in place yet. Tottenham won 110. He's on his way to Germany, to Munich.
It's just medical tests. Everything else is done.
Yeah. Oh, he's either on the way or he's already there, like Vince says. So, Kane will not be in the FPL for the first time in, about 12 years. Something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
Crazy. So that second spot behind Haaland is up for grabs. Maybe Højlund will grab it. Maybe Rashford will grab it.
Yeah.
Maybe none of them will. Maybe Martial will grab it. Who knows if he can stay fit.
Is he back?
I've got a new doctor. Who knows? We'll discuss the upcoming fixtures very, very shortly. I'm going to run through my team quickly. I think you had Onana as well, didn't you, Treyas?
No, I had Vicario.
Oh, Vicario. Who had Onana? Someone in one of the lads on the channel had Onana. I can't remember who it was. But I've got Onana, Estepinian. Very cheap, and obviously he was fantastic for Brighton last season. Saliba, Wan-Bissaka, Botman, all at home. Literally every defender and keeper I've got are at home, so I think they're gonna. I mean, United against Wolves, clean sheet. Villa and Newcastle could be a bit feisty, but then Arsenal at home against Nottingham Forest, I think Saliba will keep a clean sheet there. I think Mudrik's could have a good season with Chelsea. I really think that. I like what I saw from him. He was a little bit raw, but I think under Poch, that's what he's best at, coaching young players. Matoma, same reasons as you. Eze, because I think he'll be the new Wilfried Zaha for Palace, because obviously Zaha's gone to Galatasaray.
Who's the manager now? Palace.
Still Hodgson. Hodgson. So it's counter-attack, the pressure.
Makes sense.
Eze's, one of them. And they're away at Sheffield United, so I could see Eze getting a goal and assist there. It's Mo Salah, obvious reasons. Haaland, obvious reasons. Darwin Núñez, I think he's going to start converting them chances. And this is why I was talking about Liverpool's attack.
Yeah.
Because it's so dangerous. Like, there's that much competition there.
I think there is only two... there are only two directions as to how Núñez's situation can develop at Liverpool. Either he starts scoring goals and, makes that striker position his own. And if he doesn't, then Luis Diaz moves to the left and Gakpo starts up front. If he is not able to convert them this season. There's
so much fluidity that even Jota can play up top. They can really switch it about to hurt teams. So Darwin Núñez, I'm going bold there, and they've got Chelsea away in the first game, but I don't know. I see him potentially getting that second spot this season. Call me crazy, but I've got Martinez and Pau Torres for probably similar reasons to yourself. Mberno on the bench. He did say he was injured, but now it's saying he's not injured, so I might draft him back in. I don't know. But Mberno, I think, because of Ivan Toney being out, he'll be again their focal point for him, and they'll be there basically the only one getting Brentford's goals effectively. So him, and then I can't say his name. Awoniyi. Awoniyi, the striker for Nottingham Forest, very cheap. Bench option, but I think his conversion rate's one of the best in the league as well. So that is why I've gone for him. But let's talk football now. We've been through the teams, we've been through team names. Actual football is back, Premier League football, which is just
Finally.
so fucking good. I'm so excited to watch this. There's nothing like the Premier League. You can talk about international football and European football and all this kind of stuff. Nothing compares
unless it's the
to
World
the
Cup or Euros or Copa America or something like that.
Yeah. But
it doesn't really
even
matter.
then, like the Premier League, the intensity, the pace, the players there, everything, it is the best league on the planet. It honestly is the best league on the planet. And we kick things off tonight with, unfortunately, the treble winners against Burnley. How do you see that game going down in an hour's time, an hour and a half?
I think Vincent Kompany has done a really good job with them. They've brought in some really good players. The way they play, it's not typical Burnley as the way they play under Sean Dyche. It is much different. The player profiles are much different as well. So I think Burnley could be one of those teams that, you've seen that a newly promoted team, sometimes they just get a shot of momentum and they're able to, go up to 11th or 12th spots. I think Burnley may be the team which can do that. If I have to compare them to the other two teams that are promoted, Sheffield United and Luton Town, I don't see them having that sort of a season. Burnley, they have the potential to do it. So I think it might be a draw today for some reason. I just think that it might be a draw. That Burnley might be able to, impress. Like, you remember then when Leeds got promoted and their first game was against Liverpool, and somehow I think it may be that sort of a fixture today.
Charlie Malman saying City 12, Burnley 0, a proper trashing. Actually 2-0 to City today. Vince is saying, but we are now City. That's 6-0 because it's on Sky, anti-Man United. I don't think they get absolutely slapped, but I think City win 3-1. I think it's competitive, and then City just kind of run away with it and win 3-1. On Saturday, we've got Arsenal versus Forest. It's a 12:30 kickoff, early kickoff. Do you think that's straight and narrow for Arsenal?
Yeah, I think they'll start the season off good, like a good victory, like a 3 or 4-0.
They did last year, didn't they, against Palace? They looked really good.
They started off really good. I think it will be the same this season. They'll start off really good. So I think, and plus against a team like Forest, I think it's a tailor-made situation for them to win well.
Yeah. Brian saying, anyone else think Burnley could do a madness? Do you know what? I think they will overachieve. I was thinking that before. I was listening to Vincent Kompany. I've listened to a few. I think Gary Neville was talking about him on the overlap and how detailed he is, how much hard work he puts in, and the transformation he's had, and how dominant he was in the Championship last season. It wouldn't surprise me if they did a Brentford or
that's
like
what I'm
something
saying.
like that.
I think they have the potential to at least climb up to that 13th spot, 12th spot. I think they do have that in their locker. If Kompany is able to, match it up with what he did in the Championship and the league as well.
There's a lot of mixture of opinion in the chat. Shah Sam saying Burnley will go down. So he's not optimistic about them at all. So yeah, Arsenal, I agree. I think they probably beat Forest 2-0. Bournemouth versus West Ham. Bournemouth's new manager, couldn't tell you his name. None of us knew him. Versus West Ham, obviously still not made any significant signings yet. West Ham really have there, I don't think. They've lost Declan Rice. I think they've sold Gamaka. Oh, yeah, you're right, absolutely. Yeah. Edson Alvarez. Is he another one?
James Ward-Prowse.
James Ward-Prowse. I don't think he'll be in time for this game, no. So just Edson Alvarez that's in there.
Yeah, so they don't have a striker because Kamaka is left. They don't have
Antonio. They do starting up top in it.
I would still say that Skamaka is better than him when it comes to.
Well, Skamaka's gone, hasn't he? I thought Skamaka's been sold.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that they'd have a striker. So they are going to be in a lot of problems when it comes to finishing off their chances.
Oh, right, yeah. So Bournemouth versus West Ham, what do you think?
I think a draw, like a 0-0 draw.
Okay. I'd probably go with that as well. We agreed on most results, I think, so far. Everton versus Brighton versus Luton is
Brighton win. Brighton are good.
Yeah, slap them up. Welcome to the Premier League and welcome to Brighton.
I'm actually, for the first time, I'll say I'm really, really looking forward to see Brighton play because with the kind of players that they signed this season, like a lot of them, they are like João Pedro coming. I think he signed from Watford. I think Brighton usually see something in players that other managers or teams can't. And
Deserve it as well does.
Exactly.
Like,
and the way he plays,
players.
I think he's definitely gotten an upgrade over Danny Welbeck starting up top when you bring in someone like a João Pedro. So you never know. Brighton could be one of those teams who could be, in that 6th, 5th, 4th positions this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I think Brighton slap him like a 3 or 4-0, basically. Everton versus Fulham. Goodison Park's always a tough ground to go to. I don't think they've made any huge signings, Everton.
No.
Not that I can remember.
Oh yeah, Brighton
Fulham
signed
have made a.
Kudus as well.
Oh shit! Yeah, completely
Yeah,
forgot about that.
yeah,
That could be a decent shout
yeah,
for FPL.
yeah.
To be fair, to see
Mom
his price, I've
Kudus.
not even checked that. Yeah, absolutely. Everton Fulham draw.
I think
Think
Fulham win.
Fulham win. Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. I'll go
I
with a
think
draw in
Everton
that.
will be once again that team who just narrows it out on the final match day.
Yeah, relegation scrap again for the three-peat for the third time. Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace. I see that being a 0-0 point each boring game. Really do.
Yeah, same.
Huh?
Draw.
Huh?
Yeah.
And then quite a feisty fixture at 5:30, Newcastle versus Aston Villa. That's going to be a very good game, isn't it?
This is an
At
exciting
Newcastle.
fixture because you've got the likes of Musa Diaby in there in Aston Villa this season. You know, some really, really good players that they've signed. They've got Yuri Tielemans in. They've got Kamara who can play alongside Tielemans in that midfield. They've also got the likes of Watkins who ended last season quite strongly. And I think they still got Leon Bailey, so they've got good squad depth to work with, and centre back partnership of Diego Carlos and Pau Torres. So
Yeah.
once again, Aston Villa look like a very, very decent team. In comparison to last season, they've upgraded quite well. Midfield looks solid. Maybe, against Newcastle, we might be seeing a goal fest. Maybe. Because the reason being, I think it will take some time for that Newcastle midfield to settle in. It's a very, it's a very new midfield, and there are a lot of marks over Tonali, not over the quality, but over the fact as to, is he happy at Newcastle? Is he, able to match that chemistry up with the other players in there? Because if he is able to do, then once again, Newcastle's midfield just elevates to one of the best midfields in the league. If he's able to, settle in quite well at Newcastle. If not, then maybe. But I think with the kind of attacking players that both have got to offer right now, I see it being like a 3-2.
I thought Wilson and Isaac looked really good towards the end of last season.
Yeah.
And Isaac
Wilson,
started bagging,
Isaac,
didn't it?
And this season, I think they've signed Harvey Barnes.
Harvey Barnes on the
Yeah.
left-hand side. I know. What's his name? St. Maximum's pissed off on it.
Yeah.
He's gone to Saudi Arabia, but they've got Almiron who was in for the form of his life last season. He hadn't scored a goal in like 2 years.
They've also got
out of
Jacob
nowhere
Murphy, who looked decent during preseason.
Yeah.
So,
I love this celebration. You know when he scored when they battered Spurs?
Yeah.
And he got his goal and he was like celebrating. I love that. That's my favourite celebration. That. So yeah, Newcastle Villa looks like it's going to be a tasty tie. Brentford versus Spurs on Super Sunday. I think Brentford might win that. I don't know why. I got a feeling
once
they might
again,
win
I
it.
think there will be good amount of goals in that game. I still don't know. I don't know the name of that youngster that they signed. Velis or something he's called. I think from Argentina or somewhere that they signed for 10 million or something this season. He's also a striker. So,
do you know how much they've spent in the transfer market? I don't know if you watched the show. I did the presser this morning. They've spent more than United. They've spent 191 million euros. Spurs. 191 million euros. James Maddison. They got Kulusevski. They've got Van der Ven for 40 million euros. Pedro Porro for 40 million euros.
Yeah.
Vicaria for 20 million euros. And then that Valise for 15 million euros as well.
And now they've got a good chunk of 100 million. Because
Will they spend it though? I guarantee you they say, we're just going to put Richarlison up top. Don't worry about it, lads. You know for a fact they're going to do that, don't you? Daniel Levy's got a great striker there.
I think James Maddison is a sort of player that they've been missing out on, like a number 10, an out-and-out number 10. They've been missing out on that sort of a player for the past few seasons. So I think Maddison is an upgrade. Van der Ven is definitely an upgrade, a very good centre-back. Vicario is definitely an upgrade. Kulusevski, once again, there is a lot of chatter about him, but to be very honest with you, last season...
Do you rate him?
I don't rate Kulusevski.
It's a weird one because I watch him in games and I think I can see I can see why you decent. I can see why people.
Yeah, but I don't see him reaching that Spurs. Like genuinely, I don't see him being able to express himself fully in that Spurs shirt. But I do believe that this season will be a much better season for Son. Now that Harry Kane is gone, I think the entire limelight of that attack falls down to Heung-min Son. So maybe I think Son will be able to step up on that. So I think first game they lose. I think Tottenham first game they lose, but then
I agree.
probably now that Harry Kane is left, I think Postecoglou's job is safe for quite some time. At least till Christmas is he's safe.
Well, he's got the pressure's off him because he could just be like, well, I'm not
Exactly.
Harry Kane.
You've not got Harry Kane. You've got Richarlison who scored 1 league goal last season, and that Willis kid who's a youngster. So I think he's sorted at least till Christmas. So I think they'll start off slow.
Everton, Fulham. Vincent says Everton, Fulham. If Fred is playing, Fulham will win 7-0. Well, Fred's gone to Fenerbahce, so he won't be playing for them. Brian saying Brighton will win that one. I've got João Pedro in my team. Newcastle will be full of goals, 3-3. Yeah. I probably agree. Vincent Bullock, what a player. Well, we're on about Vincent Company. Rubber 2908 is in the cut saying, hi guys, just in from work. What have I missed? Just a full FPL review, basically. We're going through the upcoming fixtures now at a minute. So we're currently on Super Sunday. We discussed Brentford versus Spurs. Chelsea versus Liverpool is probably the most exciting game. It's more competitive, I would probably say. I don't know what to expect from that, I have to be honest. What are you thinking?
If by the way things are looking, and Liverpool aren't able to get a defensive midfielder by then, which I see is 100% surety that they want.
Medical, and then I don't see it happening. And Chelsea look good pre-season as well.
They look really, really good. And without a team, with an out-and-out CDM, a brand new midfield, I think they might actually be able to have an upper hand over Liverpool in this fixture at least, because you got Szoboszlai, who's a completely new midfielder to the league. We've seen that all of German players who move to the Premier League, it takes them time to adapt to the league, especially when they're attacking midfielders or midfielders. They do take the time, or wingers, they do take the time to adapt to the league. And I think Szoboszlai, at least it'll take him half a season to adapt to the Premier League, because the type of football played in Bundesliga and the type of football being played in the Premier League is miles apart. The intensity is miles apart. McAllister, I think, is the only safety sign that I see in that midfield, but even he needs a reliable 6 to actually play alongside.
Yeah. Who are they going to play there?
They have
I actually don't know who they're going to play there.
They sold everyone.
No one.
They've sold everyone. Fabinho's gone. They've sold Jordan Henderson, so they've got no one.
It wouldn't surprise me if they make a midfield, because I've seen Gakpo play in the midfield for a few times, not as a 6, obviously, but they'll probably do like a fucking Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Gakpo in the midfield.
Maybe.
I don't know what else they're going to do.
To the 6, but if that happens, then then the whole pressure of that midfield just goes down on McAllister, and if he gets swamped, Szoboszlai ain't helping him at all. So Chelsea actually have the pace to cause a lot of issues to that line. So I'm going to go Chelsea win that game. I think Chelsea win that game.
I'm going to go with a draw, 2-2. I think
2-1 Chelsea
win. Let's have a look at the chat. Adam says, what do you call something that's easy to get into but hard to get out of? Leave his wallet. There you go. There's the punchline for you. Daniel, leave his wallet. He says trouble. Brian Casey says a skip. The strain is playing up for me. Anyone else? Is that stream? I take it. Shah Sam saying Bayern took 2 of our priority signings in Kane and Kim. Crazy how they ran efficiently. Yeah, they tend to get the men, don't they, when they go from Bayern Munich. Yeah. Sean's in the chat all the way from Bangkok saying got my EPL team done and joined the league. FC 20 bag. That's a great name.
Yeah,
that is a great name.
Yeah,
love that. Especially if you smoke the devil's dandruff. Not devil's dandruff. That's cocaine. The devil's lettuce is what I meant to say. Not the devil's dandruff. Jesus.
Devil's dandruff.
And Vincent says Liverpool FC. I don't know why he said that, but anyhow, right. So after everything we discussed, Shreyas, we've done a lot of predictions now. We've done the season prediction this weekend. And we're not going to discuss the Man United versus Wolves Monday night. You guys will we'll have to wait for the preview for that. The preview is going to be Sunday, the day before, so make sure you come check that out. But ones to watch this weekend, when you look at them fixtures, who do you think is going to come out, as the star players, basically, or the ones who have got goals, assists, etc., clean sheets? Give me a list of 5, top 5 players who are going to do well this weekend. Go.
Martin Odegaard, Garnacho, and Martin Odegaard, Garnacho, Mitoma, and Heung-min Son, and Haaland.
Okay, I'll go Bernardo Silva, Saka, Mitoma,
Yeah.
Isaac, and Rashford. Marcus Rashford, I think. I said a little bit of hesitation, but it's Wolves in it at home, bogey team, so it is what it is. But football it's not kicked off now. The start of the Premier League has kicked off over on Sky Sports, so I'm going to go ahead and watch that. I hope you all enjoyed this review. There will be one of these every single Friday, looking at the games, reflecting on the results, certain individuals, certain events from the Premier League. We're going to do it all. We're going to do Donkey of the Week, top four in the FPL, who's improved, who's not improved. Literally cover absolutely everything. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one. We'll see you guys tomorrow. There'll be breaking news shows, transfer shows, etc. There'll be the preview for the Wolves game on Sunday. We'll be live with the watch along on Monday. And yeah, loads and loads and loads of stuff. So make sure you leave a like on the video for us, subscribe to the channel. Thank you to Shreyas for coming on, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, not a problem. And let's go watch some football, Shreyas. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
man.
See you all.
All right, guys. In a bit.